And I really
back on the hog watch, baby.
Believe that it's not over yet. I believe our generation is going to see a Red Sea moment, and I have great hope for a great awakening in America. So my heart is buoyant, even though I'm grieving this moment. I know that God is the God who plays 500 dimension chess, and there's more to come.
Donald Trump is a genius.
Donald Trump is a genius.
That's what the J stands for.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. The way he knew all of this was coming, so he was 20 steps ahead of them already. He's partnered with they're called the White Caps, who are the true patriots. 20 layers deeper, we have the elites who are fighting against America, and then other ones who are fighting for America. And they came to Donald Trump and begged him to run for president. And
the White Cap.
Yes.
That's the White Caps are the true American.
So those are the elites and like the military members that were supposed to storm the Capitol this time around and like arrest every single person. Arrest every single Democrat, by the way. Yeah, white hat pedophiles. No, they were supposed to arrest all the Democrats on the day of inauguration. And like people legitimately were expecting that to happen and were devastated when it didn't.
American patriots.
Yes, exactly. And they begged him and said, our country is going down if you do not run for president. And, you know, I couldn't stand more proud of Donald Trump, who gave up his paycheck, who left his billions of dollars to fight for the average American person. Yet again, I didn't start as a Trump supporter, but I just stand today so proud that he still is my president, and how he's fought for conservative values. So God bless America.
What members of the Trump family would you like to see in office? It's Ivanka, Don Jr., Barron, Eric.
Okay. The one who's most likely to be successful is Ivanka, in my estimation. The one who has the fire in his belly is Don Jr. But if Don
Jr. is such a fucking loser that they just recognize it. Like the Trump stands literally recognize it. They're like, yeah, dude, you kind of suck. Like we know you want to be the guy, but you're not going to be the guy. Like you just suck.
Let's go.
And Ivanka doesn't even try as hard as Don Jr. does, but even everybody still recognizes that like she's the one. That's gotta sting, brother. You try so hard.
Senior rubs people wrong. I gotta believe Don Jr. is rubbing perhaps even more people wrong. Steve Bannon, who ran Trump's campaign, the end of Trump's campaign in 2016, has said that he would like to see Ivanka primary little Marco, and that seems like an interesting concept.
That is interesting, and I'm just wondering because I know they talk about a lot of the rhinos. How does he fit in under the rhinos?
Marco?
Yeah.
He is untrustworthy and unqualified. He couldn't even, he broke down in debates. I mean, he does not have presidential timber. And it's not just his height. He doesn't.
As opposed to Donald Trump, who is notorious for his temperament and clearly had presidential temper.
Twitch finally
fuck Marco Rubio, and I love that these guys like hate him because Donald Trump owned him in the marketplace of ideas in their eyes by just saying like, you're wet, you're so wet, you're thirsty, drink some water, little Marco, and everyone was like, bleh. Wait, he said timber, not temper? What?
You remember when the Tea Party attempted an insurrection back in 2014 called Operation American Spring that was
I thought he said temper.
Who worked for the NSA?
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay.
He's not trustworthy enough, and well, maybe that's an asset. He tries to play multiple sides of a fence, and if you want not all the 74 million people who voted for Trump are necessarily Trump supporters, but if you want tens of millions of Trump supporters to support you, you do not behave the way Marco Rubio has over the last 5 years.
Fuck yeah, dude.
What do we think of Bo Burt, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Josh Hawley? Are they heroes?
I could not be more proud. That's like when I put my hand over my heart, I'm like, God bless America that these ones were standing against just the stream, the onset of such corruption and darkness, and they lifted their voices in truth. I was so proud of Joshua Hawley and these ones who took a stand. I'm like a proud patriot because of these ones.
What do we think about Boebert Hawley and like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Josh Hawley?
To be honest, I am a South African. I can't even vote. I'm not Democratic or Republican. I had a dream from God to be here and to pray for revival for your nation. It's not really about...
What the fuck? Dude. Yo. Trump has the wildest fucking stands, dude. I'm South African, mate. What are you doing? Yeah, Cruella de Vil over here, dude. I was on me way to find some fucking Dalmatians. You know, to kill. And I decided I fucking love Donald Trump, mate.
About what I think, it's about what he thinks.
Okay, so you're a South African citizen and you came here to support Trump.
I came here to preach the gospel, and I saw people get out of wheelchairs during COVID. But during that time, I had a dream.
What? Yo, that's so good. As an Aussie, that was a bit too Aussie. I know, I'm trying. I miss apartheid so much. Yeah, literally. I fucking love apartheid. I miss it. I fucking miss it.
3 months of radicalization, Poggy Woggies.
Trump almost fucking brought it.
Dream that I was sitting in the White House in the Oval Office with President Trump, and God showed me the Spirit of the Lord that had come on President Trump, and I saw Lady Gaga singing in the inauguration on 5 April 2020. God showed me that in a dream already, and then I knew. But Lady Gaga turned into Carrie Job, which is a famous worship leader, and a revival broke out, and that's why I'm here praying for that dream to manifest. And I've had a bunch of follow-up dreams from then. But that's when I started realizing God has chosen President Trump, whether you feel like he's a donkey, Cyrus, or a Moses, or whoever in this hour, it doesn't really matter. But the Lord showed me that he wants to use President Trump to bring revival. And so I'm standing with him, and I'm believing for 4 more years. It's not over yet. Even when Jesus was on the cross, his own followers and those closest to him cried and thought that it was over, but it wasn't over.
It's not over yet. He's playing chess right now.
He's playing chess, and I do believe that there is still going to be a big revival that's going to come out of this. I do believe, as the word says, that everything that's in darkness will come into the light. I've already started seeing some of the Epstein photos with some of the senators and governors on there with little children.
But Donald Trump is also... But Donald Trump has photos with Epstein. Like... What?
It's all going to come out into the light. I believe what is in darkness will be exposed. And the very gallows that Haman set up to hang God's people is going to come back and bite him in the butt.
Boebert, Hawley, Marjorie Taylor Greene are the heroes.
Well, they stood up for the president, who's been getting railroaded for 4 years. They stood up for the truth. They stood up against election fraud. Now, when you ask, are they heroes? I mean, I don't know exactly why you're asking me that question. One of those people seemingly tried to bring a handgun into Congress. I'm glad she's carrying around collar. I don't know what the laws are for a congressman on Capitol Hill, but...
Oh, wow. A moment of clarity. Just a brief moment of like brief moment where this man demonstrated that he has a crumb, just a little baby crumb, but still a crumb of intellect.
People who stand up like that and say what they mean and mean what they say is a rare commodity in this town and always has been. So on that level of brutal honesty, I will call them heroic because of that, saying what needs to be said, even if there's a potential devastating price to be paid. That is heroic.
Dude, it's so... Our expectations are so low of Republicans. It's crazy. Sometimes you ever think about that? Sometimes I think about that, where it's like, during the pandemic, we were just like, please believe the scientific community and wear a fucking mask and social distance. And we're like, fuck no! I will kiss my sister, and I'll kiss your sister too. And then that saga is never ending still to this day. This is America, damn it. You understand me? This is America, which means I can go to Applebee's and yell at the cashier about not letting me in without a mask is basically communist China. Like, that's what the bare minimum expectation is. Like, dude, wear a fucking mask and like just admit that COVID is real and you know, take some precautions, just like a little bit, even if it feels bad. Okay. And then the expectation after the election was like, still wear a fucking mask, please. But also, like, you guys lost the election. And, you know, Joe Biden is the president now. Fuck no! That's goddamn un-American. I need to do a hog insurrection. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Just be a human being. Just be normal, dude. Be fucking normal, dude. It's the bare minimum. I'm not expecting you to change your world view overnight. I don't want you to be fucking woke overnight. It's not going to happen. I do not expect you to start, I don't know, advocating for like workers' rights or some shit and start like holding Democratic and Republican politicians accountable for their horrific legislative agenda that routinely enacts cruelty upon the working class. That's not going to happen anytime soon. I just want you to be normal, dude. Why can't you be fucking normal? A God-given right to be abnormal, brother. What the fuck do you mean? It's not asking for too much to just say, wear a fucking mask and also recognize that, you know, Joe Biden won the election. And then we can move on from there.
About the rhinos in the Republican Party. Is Mitch McConnell one of the rhinos?
You know, I prayed for 2020 vision, and I thought it was going to be flowers and roses, but it was eyes to see clearly that there's corruption on both parties, unfortunately. And I do believe that God is raising up a patriotic party and that there are true patriots in the Republican Party. But yeah, Mitch McConnell, several others who I was shocked at what they had to say on the 6th. That they weren't willing to look into the hundreds of thousands of documents, of affidavits, of election fraud with the foreign interference. I mean, it's mind-blowing that they weren't even willing to look into it after years of supporting Trump and him fighting for them.
Yeah, so basically...
I love that, one, Republicans own patriotism so hard that they are automatically considered the patriotic ones, despite the fact that they're literally going against, like, you know, constitutionally protected rights and routinely agitating against, like, a democratic election, okay? They want anti-democracy, so their will is represented rather than the will of the majority. Or even the will of the Electoral College, I guess, or majority of Electoral College votes. And that's patriotism. But the Republican Party is not patriotic enough that they want to be even more cruel. And that's why they need to set up a patriotic party, a patriot party.
There's two sides. A lot of people are saying that, well, we're going to primary all the rhinos in the next election, but then everyone else is saying we're going to start a Patriot Party.
Right.
We're going to leave the Republican Party.
Yeah, and it's an interesting stance to take. But the thing is that for the longest time, the Republicans, you know, here we have the whole faith-based movement who support pro-life, who support many of the Republican pillars. And so the Patriot Party, I think Trump was a wrecking.
The Patriot Pill Party.
ball to the corruption and to the swamp, and he did expose the swamp for what it really is. So I believe that there's such a passionate Trump base now that it would be interesting to see a Patriot Party arise and what could come about of it, because I'll tell you, 4 years ago, I was making fun of Trump as well. But then when I began to see his true colors, not what the media made him out to be, but when I saw how he was fighting for America, for the globe, for life, I mean, I could go on 50 levels deep. I will support him till my dying breath.
Got it. Yeah, and so there's still time. Like, he's playing chess right now.
He is. There's multiple pieces on this chessboard, and from a few sources, they're saying things have got to play out the way they are playing out right now, in order for the corruption to be exposed the way it has to be exposed. So many people still have hope that it's not over yet.
Yeah.
So I am keeping an open mind, and I'm very well, I have friends on the inside with General Flynn, like Lindell. I mean, so many who are still standing with the president. So there's still hope.
What are your opinions on Mitch McConnell?
Mitch McConnell has long been, he's been swimming in the swamp for a long time now, hasn't he? And
Is he a rhino?
well, I've been rethinking this. I used to refer to Republicans who did unscrupulous things as rhino and Republican in name only. I'm increasingly beginning to think that the rhinos are the Republican Party. And as some people are beginning to say, Trump very likely was the first successful third-party presidential candidate in the history of the United States. And any number of establishment Republicans not only not supporting, but actually hamstringing and trying to put a bullet in the head.
Dude, I don't understand where this fucking worldview comes from, though, because, like, Donald Trump is an establishment Republican. I mean, I do understand where it comes from. Here's what it is, okay? And I said this back in 2015. You can check me on this. There is video evidence and Huffington Post articles where I talked about, in the aftermath of Donald Trump, stating on, I think it was Chris Matthews' show, that, yes, women who get abortions should be punished, and everyone, like, losing their minds over it. I talked about how Donald Trump is a regular Republican, okay? The difference is that